Hello, amazing souls. So, tonight I want to talk about living positivity, living in positivity, and how that goes along with living spiritually. How do those two go together? And do they or don't they? And what could be so wrong about living positivity? Just being positive about everything. Always positive, because amazing things happen when, we think positive all the time and do positive things. Amazing things can happen. And that then many times is thought to equate to being spiritual and living spiritually. It's not. So, what I mean is, living only in positivity does not equate to spirituality. Spirituality is learning to embrace and to navigate all of the lows in our lives, and learning to work through them, how to embrace them and navigate them. That doesn't mean we don't use positivity, but living in positivity only, just always seeing things positive, 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 does not equate to living spiritually and spirituality. It just doesn't. We have to understand that living spiritually and in spirituality is learning to navigate and embrace all of the lows in our life. That is how we then become more spiritual and how we become more balanced. And that then leads to positivity that helps us grow and become more well-rounded and more understood. So, that said, living only with positivity stagnates. It stagnates your spirituality. That means it puts it on hold. It kind of doesn't flow anywhere, doesn't go anywhere. Just living in positivity all the time. Nothing is ever bad. It's always positive, always positive, always positive. Stagnates and stops, puts your spirituality at a standstill. It's sort of like a roadblock, because you push all of the bad stuff aside, all the junk that you just don't want to deal with, because it's okay. We'll just not think about that because everything's good. Everything's good. And everything really is good. But if you're going to live spiritually and positively, it has to work together, and it can work together. So if you're just kind of pushing everything aside and you're not working with it and accepting and embracing all of, the lows in our lives, because things don't always go right. They just don't. We're human, and that's the way the world is. Life is like that, ups and downs, right? Ups and downs. If we don't embrace it, and if we don't learn how to navigate those lows, and all we do is just look at the positive, 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 our spirituality stagnates, and we never learn and grow. We can never then move forward. We can never move to a much higher level of understanding. And so we have to understand that, again, life is filled with ups and downs. And choosing to think positive is a great thing, but it doesn't teach you how to deal with the lows. How does it teach you to deal with the lows when all you are is positive? That means you can't work through stuff. That means things over time will start to bother you. And they'll start to bother you on a much deeper level. And then you'll find yourself doubting, getting angry, feeling hurt, maybe a little bit jealous because all of a sudden you start to think, well, positivity is working for that person. Why is it not working for me all of a sudden? I'm so positive. I'm so positive. Why am I getting, everything thrown at me? The world doesn't like me all of a sudden. But that's not true. The truth is, you haven't embraced the lows. You haven't embraced them. You haven't learned to navigate them, to move forward, to create that balance. So if it's all positive, everything's amazing. Where is the balance? Where is that balance? There is no balance. You've created something that is off kilter. And eventually that off kilter is going to crash. And then this is going to end up like this. And that negativity or that stuff that you don't know how to navigate, you haven't embraced, you haven't been able to deal with, is going to take over. Simply, you cannot look at the world through rose-colored glasses. You just can't. You can't look at the world and everything around you and all of your situations through rose-colored glasses. You have to be logical. You have to use some common sense. And if you're looking at it in a spiritual sense, in spirituality, there has to be a balance. Positive is amazing, but so are the lows. The lows are so amazing too, because once you learn how to navigate the lows and embrace them, they're not going to tear you apart as easily and as quickly as they did before, right? Because it makes it much easier. You bounce back quicker. You learn so much more. They are so valuable for your spiritual growth. That lesson, those embracing moments of navigating all of those lows, lead to amazing positivity in the right way. In the right way. Because then you can say things like, learn that lesson, I won't do that again. That's positive on a spiritual level. It's those kinds of things. So I'm going to leave you with an amazing angel message that came along with this. And the angel message is this: living positively is best obtained through trials and tribulations of life. For only then can you truly live positively with positivity. All right, guys, have an amazing night. We'll see you soon.